Hannah Lee.
And I'm Michelle Koo.
Today's first story is recently Senator Charles Sumner, who was injured in a dispute with Senator Brooks several years ago, is in critical condition.
We have exclusive field footage from the day of the meeting, where a reporter was going to interview Senator Sumner on his vile speech in the
Here we are at Charles Sumner's Senate office, where earlier today he attacked a fellow Congress member in the Senate on a vicious speech attacking slavery. Here we are to interview him on his thoughts on the speech.
Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God! Well, you get what you deserve.
Oh no!
Attacking a Southern senator. I think it would be best if we leave these two alone for now. Let's get back to our anchors.
Recently, the North denounced the South as bloodthirsty traitors. But let's take a moment to remember John Brown, the man who started the Civil War.
As you remember, in 1859, John Brown, a radical abolitionist, invaded Virginia to take control of the federal arsenal at Harper's Ferry. In this action, he killed many innocent civilians and soldiers for a pointless cause. Here's our footage from that day of John Brown being captured and brought to justice.
Leave it alone! Let go! You get you. Ah! Leave the flag alone! Why no Negro have me? What the hell? You racist bastard! Abolition's coming, I tell you. I'm going to Jesus. Christ, I'm coming. I'm coming, Christ!
Now we're going to talk about the Northern blockade on the South and how this affects the common man. So, how do you feel about the blockade?
It's affecting my family, you know. We're starving here. We're just eating mouses and rats. It's just horrible. It's horrible.
Do you think the blockade is justified?
It's justified. I don't know what that means.
As in, do you think the North has the right to blockade us?
No. Who do they think they are? I mean, we're just as human as they are.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Thank you for your time, sir. Now we're going to go on to an educated professor. Hi. So what are your thoughts on the blockade?
Well, I got 1,500 Negroes working on my farm right now, pumping out cotton every day. Problem is blocking our markets in Europe. But the North think that our markets in Europe are, they think that since they cut us off, we can't export anything, but they got another thing coming. I hear them Virginia boys about to take that north. Once that happens, the Europeans are ravenous for cotton. They need shirts. So once all these Negroes, all this excess cotton, it get pumped back to Europe, it'll be all good. South be rich, repay its debts, win the war, it'll all be good.
So do you think the blockade is justified?
Absolutely not. The North, it's a cowardly act because they can't beat us on the field of battle. They're trying to hit the common man, hurt our children. It's hurting the common man. It's not hurting our war efforts. It's a cowardly act, in my opinion.
So do you think the economy will be able to survive or after this?
Absolutely, because as I said, we have a surplus amount of cotton in our states right now. And because of this blockade, we cannot export it. But once this blockade is lifted, we will have such an enormous exportation of cotton to the European markets that our debts and all the money we're losing right now will be repudiated and will actually gain. The Southern economy will actually rise dramatically after the end of this war.
Okay, thanks for your time, sir.
My pleasure. my name, well, y'all know. This evening there have been a lot of questions I've received about whether our boys out fighting in the north can win. After that fight in Bull Run, I can confirm this, that Christ is on our side. My boys were telling me that they saw angels standing on the side of Stonewall Jackson holding back them Yankee boys, and when those Confederates came down and gave their rebel yell, there ain't no doubt in my soul that we are going to win this war. Many have been asking also if Europe is on its way. Britain and France, with their big old armies and navies, can seriously break this blockade around our borders, allowing our shipping to get going and our economy to boom, confirming our victory. Britain and France, they desire our cotton, so there is a possibility that Britain and France might come to our aid to break this blockade, similarly to how when we were fighting against the British to break through revolution, the French came to our aid. With cotton prices inflating rapidly, it might become this possibility. As our victory at Bull Run shows that our strength and our faith in this war is devout, that they're likely to come to our aid. Now, to elaborate on how we can further our victories and win this war, please join me in welcoming our next guest, Robert E. Lee.
Welcome, sir. Thank you. They didn't provide me with a chair.
Oh, don't worry, I have those boys lunch.
Thank you.
How are you, sir?
Very well. How about you?
Good. Now, my first question to you is, can the South still win this war?
Well, I do believe after the Confederate victory at Bull Run that the South has a very good chance of defeating the Union soldiers. As we saw, they ran like frightened children before the might of the Confederate Army. So yes, I do believe that we can win this war.
Indeed. Now, many are wondering after the victory at Bull Run, are you going to follow up and take the offensive? So what will be your next move?
Well, I don't want to reveal anything in case there's any Northerners watching, but I can definitely assure you that we're going to take the fight to their home turf. And after successfully defending Richmond, we can say that we can make a move for their capital and end this war as quickly as possible.
Very good. Now, Lincoln has recently appointed George B. McClellan as the commander of the Army of the Potomac. How do you respond to a man like that?
Well, I will say that they could have picked a better man for the position, as general and commander of a huge army such as the Army of the Potomac is quite a responsibility, and I don't believe that General McClellan is up to it. He's overly cautious, and he won't make a move that he has to make. If, for example, we were vulnerable, which we will never be, he wouldn't move to attack. He'd wait for us to attack him, and that's not how generals win wars.
Indeed. Well, thank you for your time, Mr. Lee.
Thank you for having me, Mr. Cletus.
My pleasure. Next week, we talk about Bull Run.
From our segment tonight, we discussed the Battle of Bull Run, past events including Charles Sumner, John Brown's raid, and the blockade. Thanks for watching.
From all of us here at SBC News, thank you, good night, and bless all those who are fighting.